My manipulative fiance keeps creating fake scenarios in her head and getting mad at me because of them. Recently she crossed the line and I broke off the engagement. My girlfriend Sarah is wonderful in many ways, but she has one terrible habit which drives me crazy. She likes to ask me dumb questions and see my answers. If she doesn't like the answer she receives from me, she gets angry or sad. She asks questions like, "Hey, what if I am unable to have intimacy for the rest of my life and unable to have children? Will you still marry me?" I try to answer emotionally or make her happy, but she always forces me to answer rationally and expects me to be honest. But if I give her a rational answer, she gets mad or sad, saying I only love her because of her body and I only want her for intimacy. She also makes up these fake scenarios, wants me to answer rationally, but gets angry when I do so. Around a month ago she convinced me that one of her co-workers was a stalker, and that he was stalking her. I spent the whole day stressing out, taking the next day off work to collect as much information as I can about this guy and constantly worrying for her, as she insisted she goes to work. At the end of the night she told me I had passed the test, and there was never a stalker to begin with, she just wanted to see what I would do in such a scenario. Most of the time it's not scenarios like these, but rather just questions. These questions do get annoying nonetheless. I tried to talk to her, saying, "Babe please. I hate these questions. I can understand stupid ones like would you love me if I was a worm? But these questions are serious, and I can't handle these extra dramas. I really love you, but I just want to relax and spend some quality time with you after work." She did not take what I said to mind at all. Recently, she crossed a line. One of my coworkers was badly roped and hurt, and she was in the hospital for a week. The boss gave her PTO for 2 months. She and her husband both broke down emotionally. She is scared to even see a man, and her husband can't tolerate the pain she is in. I took him to a bar a few times, every time he cried because of what happened to her and how he failed to protect her. Their marriage is falling apart. Sarah knew everything about these events. So a few days ago, after I came back from work and was relaxing on the sofa, she came to me and out of nowhere brought up my coworker's story and asked me,
"Babe, will you still love me if I get roped and unable to come close to you for years? Will you still love me?"
My answer was yes, I will be there for you. But she kept pushing, asking,
"What if they made me pregnant? What if they injured my private parts?"
I was getting more and more annoyed and angry because rope is one of the biggest tragedies that can happen to a woman and she was essentially mocking it. She somehow created this scenario in her head, a very realistic depiction of it, then would not take my "I would still love you" as an answer. She kept pushing, going into detail telling me to imagine
3 grown substance addicts roping me as I scream for help and tears roll down my face. And in the aftermath I'm unable to communicate or make love.
When she said this, I said I was done. I took off my engagement ring and said I am done with you. I work 12 hours a day, but I still try to find time to do something for you. I try to buy you flowers, take you out on dates, try to buy everything you ask, cook for you often, and do everything I can to make you happy. All I asked for in return is peace and positive energy. I can't take these games anymore, and I can't apologize every time for some fake scenario you created in your head. I can't handle that extra stress. I walked out of my house, she kept screaming at me and crying loudly. I am currently staying at my mom's home. She kept calling me and texting me, I didn't answer. So, we all had a family meeting. My girlfriend Sarah's mom, dad, her aunt, uncles, and grandma all came to my home. Sarah came too, but they told her to stay in the car. We had a long discussion. I explained everything that's been happening about the what-if questions and how she got upset with my answers. They were very supportive, they always treated me like their own son, and today was no different. After I expressed my anger and sadness, they asked if Sarah could come in because she wanted to say something. They said she was completely broken down and never expected I would actually walk out like this. She didn't eat, shower, or do anything in the last 48 hours. She came in, and it was true, her eyes were bright red, she had messy hair, and she was in the same dress I left her in. She hadn't even changed. She cried and wanted to come towards me, but her mom stopped her. Her mom made her explain herself and the true reason behind her what-if questions and dumb scenarios. To summarize, she said that she was way too young to get married, and she never really grew out of our childhood friendship. She is the child of my mother's best friend. She used to do pranks, throw cold water at me, or say stupid things to embarrass me when we were kids. The reason for those what-if questions was to irritate me, but she never realized her questions turned from stupid stuff to horrifying questions. She never expected me to be this much traumatized by it because to me, this was a real relationship turning into marriage, but in her mind, she was dating her childhood friend and started to live with him. Both of our parents apologized to me because they were so happy about our relationship that they forgot she might not be ready to be married at all. She is young, and this is her first relationship as well, just like me. After hearing all of this, my anger calmed down a bit, but the damage was already done. And by looking at Sarah, I can say she realized it too. I've never seen her in such a state ever in my life. But I wasn't ready to go back, and her parents didn't beg or force me either. But, she told me she was willing to do absolutely anything to win me back. This was a wake-up call for her, and she realized what she had done. So I said the marriage is off the table now. First, she needs to go to therapy. And after she is done, we will see if we can give this relationship another chance. She agreed to everything and said she will work hard to make this relationship work because she does not want to lose me. I've given this deep thought and I'm happy with my decision. She was always loyal to me, she loved me, cared for me, and did everything an amazing wife does. But the problem was her stupid fake scenarios and what-if question. But if what she says is true, then I want to give this relationship another chance too. Edit, she just asked me a what if question again. She asked, what if I made you your favorite carbonara tonight? I think this relationship will work out just fine.